This episode is brought to you by freedadcourse.com. You are always one conversation away from changing your life, and the power of hello is something that I subscribe to every single day, and I'm always saying hello to new people everywhere I go. Increasing your opportunity, increasing your connection, and getting access to solutions to the problems that you are facing, whether you're on active duty or just beginning your veteran transition, or you've been transitioning out for 20 years. On the other side of hello are the solutions that you're looking for. Again, head on over to freedadcourse.com. Get your 5-episode audio course to create more connection, create more friendships, and get back to living the life that you're trying to design.
This is Fire Team Delta. Dad's coming home.
Welcome to the Military Veteran Dad Podcast, where it is our mission to bring every dad home. I am your host, Ben Cloy. I'm a United States Marine veteran, husband, and a father. We will bring authentic conversations to inspire action in your life so we can close the gap between the dad you are today and the dad you want to be tomorrow. This is the Military Veteran Dad Podcast.
You guys will never guess what I just ordered online. I ordered a chicken and an egg. Don't worry, the suspense won't have to worry. I will let you know which one comes first. Hey guys, welcome back. It is another episode of Fatherhood Friday. And man, am I juiced up between the keynote, the week, everything is going in the right direction. Now, there's usually a sign something's going to come in my way that's going to change it, but I will handle it just like everything else when that time comes. But today, I want to share this idea that really kind of hit me hard when I first heard it this week. And it's this idea of creating an invitation to explore, that it's okay to explore. Now, as military veteran dads, exploring probably naturally feels X-word, that it's something physical. It's walking around with a compass and doing land navigation. Now, that's the literal sense of explore. But if you've been listening to this podcast or it is your first one, thanks for stopping by. What I hope comes through is this idea and invitation that your richness, the value, the purpose, the things that you feel like you're missing come from the inside, not the outside. It is this idea of interflecting inward. Interflecting, brand new word, I'm pretty sure. I just made that up. Credit goes to Ben Cloy in dictionary.com. If you do that, if you think about the value on the inside, that is the final frontier, as Captain Kirk said. We are going to go where no man has gone before, and that is on the inside. To explore who you are on the inside, to explore how your life has been happening for you, not to you, to explore everything good, bad, and ugly and painful about your life. Because as we've talked about before, the good, the bad, and the ugly is where your greatest value is going to come from. You are a complete person already. But often it's our ability or our desire to rip out pages of our story because the pain was too great that also creates the biggest void. Think about your life and think about the pages that you've ripped out. As military veterans, we all have pages in our story to rip out, even if you've never been to war. I've never been to war, and I've definitely ripped out pages of my story. Hell, my Marine Corps career were pages that I ripped out. For 10 years getting out of the Marine Corps, I did not want to be identified as a Marine. If you figured it out, it was okay. But I was not going out of my way. I mean, I didn't even look like a Marine physically because of how overweight I was. Those pages were removed. And when I did that, I lost my identity. I lost these values that I came from it. I lost the sense of purpose and idea that the Marine Corps gave me of who I could become. So circling back, this is an invitation to explore who you are. That the invitation to explore who we are is actually our greatest journey as a man. That the idea of getting the richnesses of our life, not from money, not from wealth, not the stock market, that the richness of your life comes from inside your story. Your ability to transform this world with whatever you put into it comes from the richness of your own story. Your ability to change your kids' lives comes from your ability to explore who you are. Your invitation as a dad is to help them explore who they are. You have to explore who you are so that you have the capacity to explore who they are, to create adventure that's in front of them that reveals more of who they are every day being a dad. The role of a father is to take our kids into a world where they know who and what they are meant to do, to give them a wide enough view of the American dream that we can see and they can have sight of where they were always meant to go. We cannot help them reach that potential if we do not reach our own. The bar that you set in your own life is the ones that they're going to try to hit. You cannot set the bar higher if you do not go inward. Your ability to raise the bar externally will always have a stopping point. There'll be a peak limit that you can't move past because you can only get so much from the outside world. The true value, the true purpose, often that hole that you hear veterans say, or that lack of purpose that we lose on the other side of leaving the military, that journey, that process is what I want you to go towards. Here is something on an even deeper level within this that was just validated by giving that keynote last week. That keynote reminded me the 200 times that I lost faith that any purpose was going to come from my story, that any ability to help someone else on a larger level that I actually wanted to do was ever going to happen. Last week was a 3-year overnight success. I invited myself to explore what my words could do. I joined Toastmasters in 2018 to explore an inner version of myself, to understand what my words had the potential to do. It was that invitation, that exploration, that allowed me to change 100 dads' view of how they saw the world last week. The stakes have never been higher, but you have to have faith that it'll work out. And I'm not just talking about blind faith towards God. I'm talking about the faith that you have that you were meant to be here. That you aren't just an accident here on earth keeping things alive as a dad. You have a reason, a purpose to help people in their life in whatever capacity that you feel called to. Whether that be something as simple as being a dad or whatever you fill in the blank with. Have faith and keep going. This process isn't an overnight thing. It could be a decade-long thing. It took me 20 years to figure out that my love of electricity was not a love of electricity, but it was a love of energy. And what I get to do with this podcast and every podcast that I do, and the keynote that I gave last week, is help people understand their energy, reframe it, find the diodes and the relays in their electrical schematics that are off or broken or backwards, flip them, turn the lights on into circuits that they haven't turned on in decades, and invite light into their life, which is also life. And the more life we have in our life, the more richness we can have, and the more things that we can influence. Guys, this message is the core of the invitation that is becoming a better father. The invitation to explore who you are is one that every man needs to go through. There is richness in who you are, and there is potential in where you could go. Have an amazing weekend. I hope it's filled with adventure, a little bit of pumpkins, getting ready for Halloween, and I'm back again with you guys on Monday.